Okay, greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, and Lightworkers. Welcome to 1776 United. We are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. And I want to begin by saying, let's bless the United States Republic and congratulate them for taking the White House back and fumigating the whole ground area there of the demonic and dark elements. Also, we want to welcome the new state of Canada. Okay, so what I am going to talk about here is, and I want to paint a picture here, because there's a lot of people out there, are wondering what the hell is going on, and me included, okay? But remember when Putin said, anybody touches Iran, you're going to feel the full wrath of the Russian military, okay? Well, obviously Trump didn't get that memo, because Trump takes his bombers over there and hits takes his B-52s and hits the underground military dumps. He never targeted the people, and he never targeted the Iranian military. He just took out the dumps, okay? He never targeted any industrial places. He knew exactly where this demonic, ancient, deep underground city was, that was fueling the dark forces in that area and creating all kinds of havoc for the Iranian people and for countries that were next to it. So let's keep that clear. Now, Israel has the same problem, and I believe what you're going to see there is already happened, and they're cleaning them out as well. Now, this is going to escalate, because now that the alliance has hit Iran, we're going to wait and see what Russia does. Now, is Russia going to attack Israel? You see where I'm going with this? Maybe Russia will come in there and bomb the shit out of the deep underground military dumps, the pinpointing and the targeting, and hit them in retaliation. You see? That's going to escalate things, right? And if it gets to a certain point, which I think we're only days away, I don't even think we're weeks away anymore. I think we're days away, that if Russia goes in and hits with these supersonic missiles that will penetrate or find their way through the portals of this defensive dome, you're going to see them target their the Khazarians' deep underground biolabs there. So Trump is playing, Putin and Trump are playing off of each other. That's what that's what I'm seeing. They're playing off of each other. I'll hit Iran, get rid of the demonic out of there. You hit Israel, and get rid of the demonic out of there. That's how I think they're going to play this thing out. So, and as astute patriots we're very focused in on what's going on and what's happening. We're going to watch and see how this does play out. But I believe that this is going to trigger the EBS. And once the EBS goes off, and that could be done regionally, it could be done like the whole planet could be shut down. So, that being said, there's, like I said, you get some, if you got a little generator, you can go down and pick up a little generator for, I think $200, $300, $400 at Home Hardware in Canada. They got nice little generators down there, nice little quiet ones. look online or whatever. I wouldn't even do it online. I just go buy it off the shelf, and then just enough so you can keep things, running, maybe your fridge or whatever. And then, but we all have to gear up for this, okay? It'd be a good time to check everything out on the motorhomes. Because I believe that we're going to be down for, 10 days to 2 weeks to even up to 30 days, depending on where you're located. But I believe this is going to escalate this between Putin and Trump. And I know that it's all part of the movie, but there's a lot of people out there that are not getting it. And this all has to make sense. Everything to come together and all the escalation all has to make sense, right? We just cannot throw out, it's an EBS and, everything's going to shut down, blah, blah. Well, people say, well, what the fuck is that all about, right? So they're going to have to escalate this whole thing to this event and build up everybody's psyche and anticipation worldwide, and then do the blackout. And then when the blackout comes, that's going to freak out everybody. It'll freak them all out. But I want to tell you, Patriots, I want to let everybody that's listening to me here, and if you're listening to me, I know you're a true blue Patriot, and I know that you know what's going on. And what I'm going to say here is let's not panic. Let's just, prepare ourselves and sit back and wait for the 10 days, because at that point, they will be initiating Elon Musk. He's not around right now, right? Because he's very, very busy. He's getting ready to take out the old SWIFT systems and the old monetary sectors, matrix, all that crap. It's all coming down. QFS right now is the off. It's out of the matrix. I wouldn't say it's off world, but it's very well protected, and it's bypassing anything that we are operating in our world today. As far as the banks go, the gasoline, drive in, pick up your propane, pick up your gasoline, grocery stores, that's all going to get bypassed. Because at that point, when he flips the switch, everything's going to black out. And whether or not it's going to be power, I don't know. But I would prepare for it. I know for sure it's going to be the internet, because he has to swap out the old Gates bullshit and put in a Starlink. Okay. And that's going to be, could be up to 10 days to do that switch over. How they're ever going to do that, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure they've been rehearsing this and practicing this for years to get this thing right. So, but when we do come out the other side, there will be a jubilee like you've never seen before. And I think that that's how this is going to happen. In the meantime, when it does lights out and they do say stay home or stay in your yard, that's what they mean. They mean stay in your yard, because there will be military, up to 300,000 personnel worldwide. Special operators will be going around, kicking the doors in of the criminals. So you might, if you're in the neighborhood type thing, you might hear some action, but stay in your house or stay in your yard. All right? And when we do come out the other side, you will, your phone or your old phone will come back on, and we should be receiving 1-800 numbers to call to set up appointments. I'll tell you, the first thing I'm going to do is check my bank account. to see if there's been any activity on it. Because I'm hearing that if it does get up and running to get going, they're going to maybe transfer some money into your accounts right away for initial, what do you call it, emergency funding, just to get everybody started. Because I believe the Global Alliance knows how fast, or, how much people are suffering on this planet and have been for generations. So I think that that's how this is going to go down. And when? Well, we're close. We're close. All we have to do is wait for to see what Putin's going to do, because what Trump has done. Right now, they're they're making all these announcements. The defense minister, or the defense secretary, sorry, Pete there, has been making announcements with one of his generals. His name, I don't know, is General Kane, I guess it is. They call him Raising Kane. But apparently he was in charge of that battle group that went over there to do that operation in Iran. So they're all, bringing all that news to the public, and right today. So we're going to wait and see what Putin has to say, or what's he going to do. And I would expect him to hit Israel. And I think these leaders, or whatever you want to call them, these dictators, have been removed, or if they're not removed, they will be removed very shortly. And there will be a new Shah of Iran that was exiled some years ago. He is going to be replacing the old Ayatollah dictator. And then, of course, on to some money news. The dinar is, I believe, when this comes out, the dinar will be on the Forex screens. It'll be running at about $4.25 if you've got some. And the Vietnamese dong will be running at $3.10 if anybody's got some of that. So you can take some of that into the bank if the banks are still open. They're going to be shut down for a while. And the ones that are compliant will be opened up again. But, like I said, it's got nothing to do with the Redemption Center, because that, you will be getting a 1-800 number to contact through the Global Alliance, or whoever's operating that. Probably Space Force is probably operating that. And, to set up your appointment to go down and pick up your Q cards, your Q phone, and all that good stuff. So I hope I'm, making it clear for you to, so you know what's going on with it. And just to, I want to add what I never put in there from the other video. I got a few minutes left. Is that I was talking about when buying property. When you go out and buy property, you buy it after we get into the new world, because this when the stock market crashes, when the lights go out, the stock market crashes. Along with the stock market, everything else is going to crash down. Okay, and it'll seem like the end of the world, because nobody will have anything to deal with other than what the food is you got in the fridge, and you got to keep that going with the generator or something like that. So kind of prepare for that. I don't know if they're going to knock the power out regionally, globally. I have no idea how that's going to work. But it's better to be prepared than not need it than need it and not have it, right? Okay, so any questions? Also, if I've got any of my TikTok followers, could you please go back, because I'm not allowed on TikTok, go back and, tell my other followers that let's get them all over there so we can get this family back together. Okay, bye for now.